Film production. Film production now has changed a lot due to technology and the time it has changed. Technology, and this is what I will be telling you about in this documentary, because a lot has changed. You see what is in film production well because of how good it's done. Film production is the making of and the planning of a film. This means the film has to be produced by a certain deadline, otherwise it will be produced and it will end up most probably bad. Now, you probably want to know how film production has changed over the years. Well, it's changed a lot because back when film production first kicked off, there used to be many problems, and one of them was called the cumbersome problem. This happened when you wanted to shoot a film with the video equipment that was too big and bulky and very expensive. This was a very big problem, and another big issue was the fact that there was no digital editing, unlike now, where everything is edited digitally. Back them days, it was all done through analog editing. The bad side of editing on analog is that you would lose quality after each generation of copying the film. Now there are not many worries because the technology today is very flexible and can now allow digital editing to create amazing special effects, and there is no loss of quality or damaging of the original footage. This is because it is all done digitally. Now we are going to be talking about film sets in the 1900s versus now. But anyway, due to technology, we know that film production has changed a lot. For instance, if you were to watch the 1939's Wizard of Oz and then watch the film Captain America Civil War, you would clearly see a tremendous difference. This is due to the massive rise of how technology is evolving. It is said that technology is within the film industry has greatly advanced over the last century. This is allowing films to tell greater stories and more realistic stories than ever before. The cinema has greatly changed as well because they used it all black and white in silent films to be edited, and they had to be edited physically, cutting film strips to 3D digital content spliced together on a computer. Digital age has allowed for better quality colouring and even computer generated imagery, which is also known as CGI. The big thing about once a film has been produced and once it is released for the people to see it is so that it can be watched on TV, and I'm sure you probably know this already, but TVs have not always been invented, and when they did come out, not every family could afford one because they were very expensive, and a middle class family would struggle to get one back in the days. TVs would later realise that it would help in the film industry because that's where you would see a lot of films. In the early stages of films, they were all in black and white. So for the film industry, this was the early years of film. This was the big thing to figure out because figuring out this would later benefit the film industry if loads of people had the TV back onto the technology side of things. Now and how it has changed films versus digital. The big question, because this is what makes the question, how has technology changed film production? Now the first film, if you want your film to look original or organic, you would go for film because it's a totally different style to digital. Digital is good because it is clear and crisper on the human eye. There are some directors that still use film over digital because they think the style and the way it looks is better than digital. The good thing about digital is that it is a lot cheaper than a tape because with digital it is just out there and with a tape it is something you need physically, and it needs a lot of attention to master. But there is one thing that a tape is good at doing, and that is bringing that colours out and making the shadows stand out more. But the thing which digital is, that you can edit film on digital and make them obvious changes like colour correction and shadow adjustments and other things that you would like to change.